Greetings and God bless. Welcome back to another episode of Jeff Sunday Service. Make sure you hit the subscribe button as soon as you click on the video. Pope Francis has passed away at the age of 88. And I didn't even have a video planned, but when I saw this breaking news, I had to come on and just talk about the process of what we're about to see. And for everybody who doesn't want to believe that the church is big business, we're about to see that the church is big business. But with the Catholic Church, it's also political business. Now, I think you guys are going to see that anytime a pope passes and there's a transition of a new pope, right, the news is going to cover it. Why am I saying what I'm saying? I don't know how big of a deal it's going to be about Pope Francis passing away. And the reason I'm telling you guys that is because he really came in with a message that was more liberal than what the Catholic Church had ever been. He was big on inclusivity, and he was big on open borders, or globalization and that kind of thing. If you guys remember, when Trump started doing his deportations, the Pope did not take kindly to it. He did not think, he thought that it was morally wrong. I think, and that's paraphrasing, don't quote me, but basically morally wrong. And in the beginning, when he became Pope, he really ruffled a lot of feathers of the conservative Catholics out there. And one of the things you guys are going to find is some people are meant to carry on a legacy, and some people are meant to try to turn that legacy on his heels. And I think Pope Francis was one of those guys who came in and tried to go against tradition. And I don't know how well he did. Now, granted, he came after Pope Benedict. Who resigned and that kind of thing. But I don't know how well he's going to be remembered compared to some of the previous popes when they've passed away. Because I think I think what the Catholic Church is going to do is they're going to pick a conservative pope that can get more in line with what you see happening now that Trump has been elected. And a lot of people don't want to put politics to it. But with Trump being elected, and when you're seeing a lot more conservative movements coming back into power, you're going to have a pope who can operate in that world. And I think that's what you guys are about to see. When Pope Francis came into office, he really ruffled the feathers of a lot of the conservative Catholics because of the inclusivity and because of the open borders. Now, I don't care which side of the aisle you're on. I'm just telling you why this pope may not. I'm going to be interested to see how they remember him and how they cover this. But I think when they choose the next pope, that's going to tell you if the church wants to solidify his legacy or if they want to go back to its traditional teachings and traditional things. And with the political climate out there like it is, I think you're going to see a more conservative pope. But why am I telling you guys this on Jeff Sunday Service? Everything is business. Church is big business, and church is big political business. There's a lot of money that has to be considered, and there's politics that has to be considered. And it's not so you can get mad, it's just so you can understand that the Vatican is a big business. And the Vatican carries political clout. And if you're not processing this from a business perspective and a political perspective, you're going to hear people talk about eternal life. You're going to hear people talk about heaven and hell. You're going to hear talking all that. But behind the scenes, guys, nobody's talking about that. Behind the scenes, where the power is, they're talking politics and they're talking business. We got to choose a pope that's going to understand politics, that's going to give us some political cachet, some political footing. And then we need a pope who can bring that money in. And which pope is going to have the best vision politically and business-wise will be the person who they choose. It ain't going to have nothing to do with what all the quote-unquote saints get taught. Nothing to do with that. What you guys are about to see is why the Catholic Church has gotten so big, because when death happens, it allows them to really help hit the reset button to really get everybody of the Catholic faith to come back home, because death has that power for the actual members, but for the people who in power, it's a chance to get more power, to get more money, to get more political acumen. That's what they're doing behind the scenes. So yeah, we'll watch the black smoke come out of the Vatican and then the white smoke, but whenever they choose who the next pope is, it's going to let you know which way the business is going to go, which way the political system is going to go. And trust me, guys, it's already been happening a long time before he actually passed away. It was, all the wheels were in motion. prior to him getting to this point. You guys get down in the comment section. Let me know what you think about the Pope passing, what you think about my take. Is it something that you can see, or do you think I'm out of line? Let me know down in the comment section. If you hadn't already, make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, God bless. We'll talk to you soon.